Hey, Rich, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you. How you doing, Ed?
Good, good. I was thinking about this subject here the other day, and I wanted to kind of get your opinion about it a little bit. I've been in the metals business, precious metal side of the business for a long time, and I've seen a lot of market fluctuations, due to things, events. But we're really kind of in unprecedented times right now. I mean, where are we? We are, the end of April, 2022. The war in Ukraine has been going on for weeks and weeks. And we're seeing all sorts of different factors entering into the supply side of the, marketplace. And I thought that I could think things through deeply and efficiently to help in making some decisions. And it's, for me, I find it a little perplexing because of all of the different types of news we're hearing. We're hearing things like, oh, we're going to be all electric here in California in 2035, right? And we're hearing that a couple of manufacturers are not going to commit to a 100% electric fleet. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Who have you heard that said that? Do you know offhand?
In the news lately here,
Yeah.
Toyota, they are revamping their 4-cylinder hybrid engine.
Mm-hmm.
And, I actually have some information on that.
Oh, I didn't know. Interesting.
They're investing $383 million in their EV growth, but they're talking about the hybrid engine, right? So it's not fully 100% electric, but they're going to be building out, their commitment is $383 million for its, looks like 4 plants here in North America. So they're working on that, and obviously that's the heart of their Toyota and Lexus line here. So that's one company. I do know that Ford, on the other hand, is building the all-electric Lightning truck, which is actually in production now. Chevrolet has their all-electric Silverado.
Sure.
I just don't think they're at the point of production line like Ford is. I think Ford is actually producing those now currently.
Are those domestic manufacturers, are you hearing that they're committing to a 100% electric fleet?
Not that news.
We're not hearing
just
that
yet.
either. We're not hearing that.
No, I mean, obviously there's some manufacturers that are getting into the electric.
Didn't we hear
arena,
something
but
overseas in Germany that there was a company that is doing the same thing, Toyota? I'm not sure if it was it BMW or was it VW that's doing the same. They're not committing to 100% electric fleet.
Right.
For whatever reasons that they have. My thoughts were kind of along the line of, more of the instability in the supply chain. And we see these pretty hefty market swings on palladium, rhodium, platinum's kind of, right now. And demand out of China is just not there because of the lockdowns. They're still in COVID lockdowns over there.
Correct.
And so the demand for new gasoline-powered vehicles over there has fallen off drastically.
Yeah.
Which translates to demand for the white metals, PGMs, falling off over there. And what does that mean longer term? As far as pricing is concerned, the only reason I bring that up is because, we have these conversations with our suppliers on the recycling side. And everyone is asking the same question. Where's it going? What's it going to do next week, next month?
What's it going to do today?
What's it going to do today?
I mean, we've seen big swings.
Yeah, we see these big swings, and people are not sure where it's going.
Right.
I would say that 2 years ago, we were fairly confident that palladium and rhodium were going to rise, and we saw that happen. Rhodium peaked around 28,000 an ounce, and what is it today, roughly?
22.
22?
Yeah,
a little lower than that. Rhodium.
Yeah. Oh, I'm thinking palladium.
You're thinking 2,200.
2,200 for palladium. Rhodium, it's up and down. It's kind of hovering around 17,000.
Yeah,
an
17.
ounce.
So that's an $11,000 swing
Yeah.
To the downside, and it's because of demand destruction on the manufacturing from the manufacturers.
Right.
So, these recyclers are thinking, should I hold inventory? Should I step out of the market? And what am I going to do with my current inventory? Should I hedge my current inventory? Should I hold my inventory? You're hearing these thoughts from a lot of different companies right now.
Daily.
And, they're tracking, they're all having the same thoughts. Pretty
Absolutely.
interesting.
Everybody.
Because
from the sellers to the core buyers,
Right.
the guys that are decanning.
Right. So you see this, and so we try to read every bit of news that's out there and become fully informed to help people as we disseminate information. And I think to myself, man, if I were a holder of inventory, what would I do right now in this current environment? Just looking from here through summer and then through the end of 2022, I think it's just a little risky to hold inventory in this environment. That's just kind of my gut is what it's telling me. I'm thinking that it would be wise to stay flat, keep your powder dry. For us around here, powder is our bank account.
That's right.
It's our capital. We try to keep our powder dry. Because there's opportunities that come along where we can acquire inventory at our price, that makes sense for us, and then we deploy our capital. But we're not really looking at holding inventory. We like to stay flat. In other words, we buy at a fixed price, we sell at another price. Our margins are locked in, and we can, operate, maintain our overhead and our margins. And I kind of recommend others do the same right now. Try to stay flat. Don't take a speculative position with your operating capital deployed through your inventory. I think it would be wise to try to work on just margins. I hear a lot of operators out there saying, well, I'm going to hold and wait and see before I'm going to place this hedge on this load that we shipped. That's risky.
Yeah.
Because, you know what you bought it for today. You know what you could sell it for today, but you don't know what you can sell it for tomorrow.
Right.
So that's you know what that is? That's speculation. That's speculation.
Correct.
But if you want to speculate, just go to the futures, trade contracts, futures contracts.
Right.
Why would you do that with your company's inventory? If you're going to speculate, you could do that on the side.
Right.
You really need to concentrate on maintaining your margins and making sure you have enough to cover your overhead and grow.
Right.
As a small business in this automotive recycling sector that we operate in, and those are kind of my thoughts. I look at the news from all over the world, and I see uncertainty. And I see right now we see the dollar extremely high.
Yeah. We
see gold pretty high too.
Right. That's
kind of a divergence. So I'm not sure what that's telling me. It's telling us something.
Mm-hmm.
If gold's high while the dollar's high, there's something going on there. Probably the inflation play, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But, we look at the white metals because that's the industry that we're engaged in. And I really think that it would be wise to be careful and listen to the market. It's always telling us something, giving us guidance for how we operate in the next quarter or 2 quarters down the road. We're trying to make a profit at the end of the year, all of us, right?
That's right. That's the goal.
That's the goal, right? And so that's just my take on it. What are your thoughts?
Well, another thing that, that we've talked about in previous podcasts and blogs is also, the chip shortage. That's still upon us. And that does play a role into the metals market as far as the supply and demand side goes.
There's demand
when manufacturers
for palladium.
Aren't demanding it, what happens? The market tends to drop in pricing.
Yep, silver palladium is used in those chips.
Yeah.
Some gold
Yeah.
for logic.
Right. So a lot of the
not memory.
manufacturers, if they can't get the chips, and we know how many chips are involved in a lot of these new modeled cars, it's like, why are we going to, produce these and just have them sit in, empty parking lots? We can't sell them without the chips.
Right.
So that plays a factor in
Yeah,
what
sure
we
does.
do as far as the
And
white
that's kind
metals
of a
as well.
long-term problem. Probably be with us for the next 2 to 3 years, I think.
I think so. I know that they're working on manufacturing them here in North America, but that can't get online quick enough. So that's a big factor in our industry, in the automotive recycling.
Yeah, on the OEM side.
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, no, you gave some good advice. Another one, speculation is don't hedge material you don't have.
That's speculating.
Right? I mean, hedging to begin with is a double-edged sword, but
It can be.
if you're speculating because you think the market's on the uptake and you don't have the material and you're out buying and you lock a hedge, and then what happens? We've seen this. The market swings and goes the opposite direction. So now you bought at this price and now the market's falling.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, I've seen suppliers do that. I've seen suppliers hedge before they actually go into the market to acquire inventory, and then maybe it takes them a couple weeks to fill that hedge, and they're buying inventory all the way up or down
right.
against their position, whatever their position was, and they end up not making any profit.
Yeah.
They do all that for nothing, and then you see others in the market that they do it on a regular basis. They got a pretty good feel for it,
Right.
and they do much better than others. So, like you said, it's a double-edged sword. You can make more, or you can lose some.
Right.
And so my advice is always only hedge what your inventory is. Don't hedge beyond what you currently own in your inventory, because it's speculation.
Yeah.
It's risky.
Definitely risky.
It's risky. But we use hedging all the time.
Daily.
For our business.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's some good knowledge right there. I just had a couple other little fun facts, automotive related.
Oh, okay.
Porsche, shout out to Porsche. We love you, Porsche. Porsche is investing $75 million in a Chilean company, HIF, which has developed a method of creating a synthetic liquid fuel that can be used in any gasoline burning engine and is also almost carbon neutral. So I thought I would share that in the podcast today. I haven't heard anything on this. This is current. This is current events, automotive related.
They say what the basis is. What is the item they're synthesizing? Is it a agricultural product, or
that? I don't know. I'd like to look into that though, because that's pretty interesting that they came up with that. So obviously there's something there if they're investing $75 million into it. So, which we love our old air-cooled Porsches. So,
well, you certainly do.
Don't want to turn those to electric just yet. Some other interesting automotive-related news. Obviously, we all know the Corvette, right? It's a great Chevrolet product, but there's some hot new news surrounding the Corvette is the launch of a planned production of an electric SUV. It's not uncommon for sports car manufacturers to dive into the world of SUVs. Obviously, we've seen, Porsche, Lamborghini in the SUV world, but I believe this is the first time that I'm aware of that Corvette's going to be coming out with an SUV. So kind of interested to see what that looks like, the concept of a Corvette SUV. That's kind of neat. And
is a Corvette like a roadster?
It's always been, a sports car.
Sports car.
Two-seater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
My uncle still
so
has
now they're going to
his...
stick a camper shell on top of it?
I don't know. Well, with the Porsche,
SUV means a lot.
They stretched it and made it a Forda, right? When that...
Which one?
Concept with the Porsche
came
out. Everybody that's so, everybody knows the Porsche 911 design. You ask anybody and, Porsche, and everybody knows that egg-shaped silhouette design that's been around since, when it came out in 1964 to present. I mean, it's had, obviously, its changes with, new designs, but it's still the same look. They just stretched it. Obviously, they made a 4-door, but they also made an SUV out of it.
Yeah,
so
I did. Yeah.
kind of interested to see. I have an uncle that has a 1963 split window Corvette, and he's the original owner. So we were talking about that. So he's kind of interested to see, hey, wow, let's see what it looks like. Obviously the new design Corvette it's phenomenal.
I'm curious, what's the color of your
his is
uncle's
silver.
Vet?
It's silver with black with mag wheels.
Black and mag wheels. Oh,
all original.
Sounds pretty.
Yeah.
Mileage?
My guess it's probably somewhere under 10,000.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That should be in a museum.
Yeah, it is. It's in his garage museum. That's where it sits.
63 split window.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the right collector, I mean, some of those can fetch north of, 400,000 or 500,000
Oh, yeah.
for that vehicle.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's got that still. And then just a couple other little, auto-related, topics. Elon Musk, which obviously we all know who he is, and the founder of Tesla, and now the current owner of Twitter. But they stated that he is reviving his dream of a large-scale, high-speed Hyperloop in coming years. Obviously, he's got the Boring Company here in California, where they've, built subway,
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to have some type of a Hyperloop to, help alleviate the traffic that we always see when we go into LA.
That'd
So
be interesting.
I thought that was pretty interesting news on that side of things. So that's all I
They're
have.
not going to be using any PGMs for that, are they?
Yeah, no,
probably not.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Could be,
Well, if it's electric,
I was going to say with
If it's
whatever
electric.
vehicle that is going to be, on the loop itself. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if they use any, internally on any of the other structure. I
yeah.
don't know.
Well, I'd like to hear more about it as it
That's pretty
develops
cool, huh?
over time. Sure.
Smart guy, very smart guy, and he knows what he's doing. So
Absolutely.
looking forward to seeing some more news on that.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks,
Yeah,
Rich.
thank you. I appreciate your time today. Thanks everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and give us comments down below if you guys have topics that you'd like to hear about. We'll talk about it. So thanks for watching.